Every great achievement in human history began as a dream. Before there was a breakthrough, there was a vision. Before there was success, there was someone who dared to imagine something bigger than their current reality. The problem is not that people dream too big. The problem is that most people stop at the dream. They become inspired by possibility, but never build the path that turns possibility into reality. Dreaming is powerful because it expands your vision. It allows you to see beyond limitations, beyond circumstances, beyond the opinions of other people. When you dream big, you give yourself permission to believe that your future can be greater than your past. You begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You start to recognize potential that has been waiting inside you all along. But a dream without a plan is simply a wish. Wishing does not create results. Hoping does not create results. Results are created when vision meets strategy, when passion meets discipline, and when ambition meets action. That is why you must not only dream big, you must plan even bigger. Think about the goals that excite you the most. Maybe you want to build a successful business. Maybe you want financial freedom. Maybe you want to transform your health, strengthen your relationships, or make a lasting impact on the world. Whatever your dream is, ask yourself a powerful question. What would have to happen for this dream to become inevitable? The moment you begin answering that question, you move from fantasy into creation. Most people underestimate what it takes to achieve extraordinary results. They see the destination but ignore the journey. They admire success but fail to study the process. Every remarkable achievement requires preparation. Every major breakthrough requires a blueprint. Every victory requires a strategy that can survive challenges, setbacks, and unexpected obstacles. The bigger your dream, the more detailed your plan must become. You need to know where you are today, where you want to go, and what steps will bridge the gap. You need milestones that measure progress. You need habits that support your vision. You need systems that keep you moving even when motivation fades, because motivation comes and goes, but a strong plan continues working long after inspiration disappears. Too many people wait for perfect conditions before they take action. They wait for more confidence, more money, more knowledge, more certainty. But certainty comes from movement, not from waiting. Confidence grows through action, not preparation alone. The people who achieve the most are not necessarily the smartest or the most talented. They are often the people who are willing to move forward before everything is figured out. When you create a plan, understand that it will not unfold perfectly. There will be unexpected detours. There will be mistakes. There will be moments when progress feels slow. Do not interpret those moments as failure. Interpret them as feedback. Every challenge teaches you something valuable. Every setback reveals a better approach. Every obstacle strengthens your ability to adapt and grow. Dreams become reality through consistent action. Small actions repeated over time create extraordinary outcomes. One phone call can lead to a partnership. One decision can change a career. One habit can transform a life. Success is rarely the result of one giant breakthrough. More often, it is the result of hundreds of small decisions made with purpose and consistency. You must become the architect of your future. Architects do not begin construction without a design. They create detailed plans before laying the first brick. In the same way, you must design your future before expecting results. Visualize what you want, but also map out how you will get there. Identify the skills you need. Determine the resources required. Build a schedule that supports your goals. Create accountability that keeps you focused. There is incredible power in writing down your vision and transforming it into measurable action steps. A dream written on paper becomes a goal. A goal broken into steps becomes a plan. A plan followed consistently becomes reality. The difference between people who admire success and people who achieve success often comes down to execution. Never allow the size of your dream to intimidate you. Let it inspire you. Let it challenge you to grow into a stronger version of yourself. The purpose of a big dream is not merely to achieve something external. It is to transform who you become in the process. The journey demands courage, discipline, resilience, focus, and persistence. These qualities are developed through action, not wishful thinking. Every day presents a choice. You can remain where you are, or you can take another step toward the future you envision. The distance between your current reality and your dream is crossed one action at a time. What matters is not perfection. What matters is progress. What matters is showing up consistently, learning continuously, and refusing to quit when challenges arise. Your future is not determined by your circumstances. It is determined by the vision you hold, the standards you set, and the actions you take. Dream bigger than you ever have before. Then build a plan so powerful, so detailed, and so intentional that your dream has no choice but to move closer to reality with every passing day. Every great achievement begins with a vision that stretches beyond current circumstances. Before anyone builds something remarkable, creates lasting change, or reaches extraordinary success, They first allow themselves to imagine a future that does not yet exist. This is the power of dreaming beyond your current reality. It is the ability to see possibilities where others see limitations and to believe in opportunities that have not yet become visible. Many people spend their lives trapped by what they can see today. They look at their bank account, their job title, their education, their past mistakes, or their present challenges, and assume these things define what is possible for their future. They allow their current reality to become the boundaries of their imagination. But history has shown repeatedly that the people who change their lives and change the world refuse to accept those boundaries. They understand that today's circumstances are temporary, but a powerful vision can create a completely different tomorrow. Think about the goals that truly excite you. The dreams that make your heart beat faster often seem impossible at first. They are larger than your current skills, resources, and experience. That is exactly why they matter. If your dream only requires the abilities you already possess, it is not pushing you to grow. Real dreams challenge you. They demand that you become more than you are today. They force you to learn, adapt, and expand your potential. The moment you begin dreaming bigger, something remarkable happens. Your focus changes. Instead of concentrating on obstacles, you begin looking for opportunities. Instead of asking why something cannot be done, you start asking how it can be done. Your mind becomes a tool for creation rather than a prison of limitations. New ideas emerge, new possibilities appear. Resources and connections that once seemed invisible suddenly become noticeable because your vision has expanded. One of the greatest mistakes people make is waiting for permission to dream. They wait for someone else to validate their ambitions. They wait for perfect conditions. They wait until they feel completely confident, but confidence is not the starting point. Vision is. Nobody starts with complete certainty. Every successful person has faced doubt, fear, and uncertainty. The difference is that they chose to believe in their dream more than they believed in their fear. Your dream does not need approval from everyone around you. In fact, some people may not understand it at all. They may see your goals as unrealistic because they are viewing them through the lens of their own limitations. Do not allow someone else's doubts to become your reality. The size of your dream should not be determined by the comfort level of the people around you. It should be determined by the possibilities you see within yourself. Dreaming beyond your current reality is not about ignoring challenges or pretending difficulties do not exist. It is about refusing to let those difficulties define your future. It is about seeing your current situation as a starting point rather than a final destination. Every successful entrepreneur, athlete, leader, and innovator began somewhere. They all faced moments when their dream looked bigger than their circumstances, yet they kept their eyes fixed on what was possible rather than what was present. The future belongs to those who can see it before anyone else does. It belongs to those who are willing to imagine more, believe more, and expect more from themselves. When you allow yourself to dream beyond your current reality, you unlock the first and most important step toward creating an extraordinary life. Your vision becomes the force that pulls you forward, inspires action, and transforms possibility into achievement. A dream has the power to inspire, energize, and awaken potential, but inspiration alone is never enough to create lasting results. Many people have incredible dreams. They imagine a better future, greater success, financial freedom, meaningful relationships, or a life filled with purpose. Yet years pass and those dreams remain exactly where they started, in their imagination. The reason is simple. A dream only begins to change your life when it is transformed into a goal, and a goal only becomes achievable when it is supported by a strategic plan. The difference between dreamers and achievers is not necessarily talent, intelligence, or luck. More often, the difference lies in clarity and execution. Dreamers focus on what they want. Achievers focus on what they must do to get it. They take a vision and break it down into specific actions that can be measured, tracked, and improved. They understand that success is not something that happens by accident. It is something that is designed intentionally. When you transform a dream into a goal, you give it structure. Instead of saying, I want to be successful, you define what success actually means. Instead of saying, I want financial freedom, you determine the exact financial target you want to achieve. Instead of saying, I want to improve my health, you establish clear outcomes and milestones. Clarity creates power because you cannot hit a target that you cannot see. Strategic planning begins by identifying where you are today and where you want to go. This process requires honesty. You must evaluate your current situation without excuses or exaggeration. Once you understand your starting point, you can begin building a bridge toward your desired destination. Every major achievement is simply a series of smaller achievements connected together through consistent effort. One of the most effective ways to create momentum is to break large goals into smaller, manageable steps. A massive dream can sometimes feel overwhelming. The distance between where you are and where you want to be may seem impossible to cross, but when you divide the journey into smaller milestones, progress becomes more achievable. Each completed step builds confidence. Each victory creates momentum. Each lesson learned moves you closer to your ultimate objective. Strategic planning also prepares you for obstacles. Many people create goals based only on ideal circumstances. They assume everything will go perfectly, but life rarely follows a perfect script. Challenges appear, unexpected setbacks arise, opportunities change. A strong plan anticipates these realities. It includes flexibility, alternative paths, and solutions for potential difficulties. When obstacles arrive, you are not surprised because you have already prepared yourself mentally and practically. Another critical part of planning is creating deadlines. Without deadlines, goals often become endless wishes. Deadlines create urgency. They encourage action and prevent procrastination. They force you to prioritize what matters most and keep moving forward even when motivation fluctuates. Success often belongs to those who act while others continue waiting for the perfect moment. The process of planning also reveals the skills, knowledge, and resources you need to acquire. Every dream demands growth. The person you are today may not yet possess everything required to achieve your vision, and that is perfectly normal. Strategic planning helps identify those gaps and creates a pathway for continuous improvement. You begin focusing not only on the outcome you desire, but also on the person you must become to achieve it. A dream becomes powerful when it is supported by a clear strategy. It stops being a distant fantasy and becomes a realistic objective. Every action gains purpose. Every decision aligns with a larger vision. Every day becomes an opportunity to move one step closer to the future you have chosen to create. Through strategic planning, dreams stop being possibilities and start becoming realities in progress. Extraordinary success rarely happens by chance. Behind every major achievement, there is usually a clear roadmap that guides decisions, actions, and progress. People often admire the visible results of success, but they overlook the planning, preparation, and consistent effort that made those results possible. If you want to accomplish something significant in your life, you must learn how to create a roadmap that transforms a distant dream into a series of achievable steps. A roadmap provides direction. Without it, even the most ambitious person can become lost, distracted, or overwhelmed. Imagine beginning a journey to a destination you have never visited before. You might have enthusiasm and determination, but without a route, you could spend countless hours wandering in the wrong direction. The same principle applies to your goals. Passion is important, but direction is what turns passion into progress. The first step in creating a roadmap is defining your destination with absolute clarity. You must know exactly what you are working toward. Vague goals create vague results. The more specific your vision becomes, the easier it is to identify the actions required to achieve it. Clarity removes confusion and helps you focus your energy on activities that truly matter. Once the destination is clear, the next step is identifying major milestones along the journey. Every extraordinary achievement consists of smaller accomplishments. A successful business starts with one idea, one customer, and one step at a time. A healthier lifestyle begins with daily habits rather than instant transformation. A successful career develops through years of learning, improvement, and persistence. Breaking a large goal into smaller milestones makes the process more manageable and less intimidating. Milestones serve another important purpose. They provide evidence of progress. One of the biggest reasons people abandon their goals is because they feel they are not moving forward quickly enough. When you establish measurable milestones, you can celebrate achievements along the way. These victories reinforce confidence, increase motivation, and remind you that your efforts are producing results. A strong roadmap also requires prioritization. Not every task deserves equal attention. Successful people learn to focus on activities that create the greatest impact. They avoid becoming busy with things that look productive but contribute little to their long-term vision. Every day, you must ask yourself whether your actions are bringing you closer to your goal or pulling you further away from it. This simple question can dramatically improve the quality of your decisions. Creating a roadmap means anticipating challenges before they appear. Obstacles are not signs that you are on the wrong path. They are natural parts of any worthwhile journey. Instead of hoping problems will never arise, prepare for them. Think about potential setbacks and identify possible solutions in advance. When difficulties occur, preparation allows you to respond with confidence rather than panic. Another essential element of a roadmap is flexibility. While your destination may remain constant, the path to reach it can change. New opportunities may emerge. Unexpected circumstances may require adjustments. The most successful individuals remain committed to their vision while staying adaptable in their methods. They understand that changing a strategy is not the same as abandoning a dream. Consistency is what brings a roadmap to life. A perfectly designed plan means nothing without action. Success is built through repeated effort over time. Small actions performed daily often produce greater results than occasional bursts of intense activity. Every step matters. Every decision matters. Every day presents another opportunity to move forward. When you create a clear roadmap for extraordinary success, uncertainty begins to shrink. The future becomes less intimidating because you know where you are going and how you intend to get there. Your goals become more than wishes. They become organized missions supported by purpose, strategy, and action. The roadmap does not guarantee an easy journey, but it dramatically increases the likelihood that your dreams will become reality through focus, persistence, and deliberate progress. One of the greatest obstacles standing between people and their dreams is not a lack of talent, intelligence, or opportunity. It is the habit of waiting. Waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for more confidence, waiting for better circumstances, waiting until fear disappears. The truth is that if you wait for everything to feel certain before taking action, you may spend your entire life standing still. Extraordinary achievements belong to those who move forward despite uncertainty, not those who wait for certainty to arrive. Every successful person has faced moments when the future was unclear. They did not have all the answers. They did not know exactly how things would unfold. They experienced doubts, fears, and concerns just like everyone else. The difference was their willingness to act anyway. They understood that certainty is often the result of action, not the requirement for it. The more steps you take, the more clarity you gain. Progress reveals possibilities that cannot be seen from the starting line. Fear is a natural part of growth. Whenever you attempt something meaningful, you step into unfamiliar territory. Your mind is designed to protect you from risk, so it often magnifies potential dangers while minimizing potential rewards. It creates scenarios of failure, rejection, disappointment, and embarrassment. If you allow those fears to control your decisions, you limit your future to what feels comfortable today. Growth begins the moment you decide that your dreams are more important than your fears. Many people believe confidence comes before action. In reality, confidence is built through action. No one becomes confident by endlessly thinking about success. Confidence develops when you take a step, learn from the experience, and realize you are capable of handling more than you once believed. Every action creates evidence. Every challenge overcome strengthens your belief in yourself. Every victory, no matter how small, becomes proof that you can continue moving forward. The path toward any significant goal is rarely perfect. There will be mistakes. There will be moments when things do not go according to plan. There will be setbacks that test your determination, but mistakes are not the enemy of success. Inaction is. Mistakes provide lessons. They reveal weaknesses that can be improved and strategies that can be adjusted. Every successful person has a history of errors, failures, and disappointments. What separates them from others is their refusal to let those experiences stop them. Taking consistent action requires discipline. Motivation is valuable, but it is often temporary. Some days you will feel inspired and energized. Other days you may feel tired, discouraged, or uncertain. Discipline ensures that progress continues even when motivation fades. It allows you to honor your commitments regardless of your emotional state. The people who achieve extraordinary results understand that success is built on consistency, not occasional bursts of enthusiasm. Every action you take sends a message to yourself. It communicates what you believe you deserve and what you are willing to work for. When you consistently take action toward your goals, you reinforce an identity of determination and resilience. You begin to see yourself as someone who follows through, someone who persists, someone who refuses to quit. That identity becomes one of your greatest assets because it influences every future decision. The most powerful aspect of action is momentum. Once movement begins, progress becomes easier to sustain. Small actions lead to small results. Small results create confidence. Confidence encourages bigger actions. Bigger actions produce greater opportunities. Over time, this cycle compounds into remarkable growth. What once seemed impossible gradually becomes achievable because you refuse to remain still. Your future is shaped not by the plans you make, but by the actions you take. Every day offers an opportunity to move closer to your goals. The path may not always be clear and uncertainty may never completely disappear, but action has the power to turn possibility into reality. The moment you stop waiting and start moving forward, you begin creating the future you once only imagined. One of the most important shifts a person can make on the journey towards success is learning to view challenges and setbacks differently. Most people see obstacles as signs that something has gone wrong. They interpret difficulties as evidence that they are not capable, not prepared, or not destined to achieve their goals. As a result, they become discouraged, lose momentum, and often abandon their dreams. But highly successful people view setbacks through a completely different lens. They see them as feedback, valuable information that helps them learn, adjust, and grow stronger. Every challenge contains a lesson. Every obstacle reveals something that can improve your approach. When things do not go according to plan, you gain an opportunity to examine what happened and identify ways to become better. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Successful people ask, what is this teaching me? That simple change in perspective transforms adversity into an advantage. Growth rarely happens during moments of comfort. Comfort may feel good, but it does not demand change. Challenges, on the other hand, force you to think differently, develop new skills, and expand your capabilities. The moments that test you are often the moments that shape you. The difficulties you face today may be preparing you for opportunities you cannot yet see. Consider the process of learning any new skill, whether it is building a business, improving your health, mastering a profession, or developing leadership abilities. Mistakes are inevitable. No one becomes an expert overnight. Progress is built through trial and error. Each mistake provides feedback about what works and what does not. If you treat mistakes as failures, you limit your growth. If you treat them as feedback, you accelerate your learning. One of the biggest dangers people face is becoming emotionally attached to setbacks. They begin to define themselves by temporary outcomes. A failed project becomes proof that they are a failure. A rejection becomes proof that they are not good enough. A setback becomes proof that success is impossible. But an event does not define a person. A temporary result does not determine a permanent future. What matters most is how you respond. Resilience is built through the ability to recover, adapt, and continue moving forward. Every challenge gives you an opportunity to strengthen this quality. When you face adversity and refuse to quit, you develop confidence that cannot be gained any other way. You begin to trust your ability to handle uncertainty. You discover strengths you did not know you possessed. Over time, challenges become less intimidating because you understand that you have survived difficulties before and grown because of them. Another powerful benefit of setbacks is that they reveal weaknesses and blind spots. Success often requires adjustment. Sometimes a strategy needs improvement. Sometimes additional knowledge is required. Sometimes a different approach is necessary. Feedback helps identify these areas. Without challenges, many people would continue repeating ineffective habits without realizing it. Difficulties provide information that can lead to better decisions and greater results. The most inspiring success stories are rarely stories of uninterrupted progress. They are stories of persistence through adversity. Behind every major achievement, there are moments of disappointment, uncertainty, rejection, and struggle. What makes these stories powerful is not the absence of obstacles, but the determination to continue despite them. The setback becomes part of the success story because it contributed to the growth that made success possible. When you begin viewing challenges as feedback rather than failure, fear loses much of its power. You stop worrying about making mistakes because you understand that every experience offers valuable lessons. You become more willing to take action, experiment, and pursue ambitious goals. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, you see them as guideposts directing you toward improvement. With this mindset, setbacks no longer stop your progress. They become an essential part of the process that helps you become stronger, wiser, and more capable of achieving the extraordinary future you envision. Everything in life ultimately comes down to how you choose to see yourself and your circumstances. Dreams, plans, action, discipline, and resilience are not separate ideas. They are connected parts of the same journey toward a stronger, more capable version of yourself. When you begin to understand that your current situation is not your final destination, something powerful shifts inside you. You stop living as if your present limits define your future possibilities, and you start operating from a place of growth, purpose, and determination. You may not control every event that happens in your life, but you always control your response. That response is where your real power exists. Every decision to move forward despite uncertainty builds confidence. Every effort to stay committed despite setbacks builds strength. Every moment you refuse to quit builds character. Over time, these small choices shape the direction of your entire life. No meaningful success is ever achieved without challenges. Pressure is part of progress. Uncertainty is part of growth. Setbacks are part of learning. But none of these things are meant to stop you. They are meant to develop you. The person you are becoming is being shaped by everything you are facing right now, even if you do not fully understand it yet. The key is to stay consistent with your vision, even when motivation fades. Stay committed to your plan, even when progress feels slow. Stay focused on your actions, even when results are not immediate, because success is rarely about speed. It is about persistence. Those who continue when others stop are the ones who eventually create extraordinary results. Your dream is not too big. Your path is not impossible. What you need is continued belief, disciplined action, and the willingness to keep moving forward no matter how many times you are tested. If you remain committed to that journey, step by step, day by day, you will eventually reach a point where what once felt distant becomes your new reality.